Robert Downey Jr. is one of Hollywood's most beloved movie stars. With a career spanning 5 decades, the Iron Man star is known both for his impressive body of work as well as his triumph over substance abuse, but there's still more to learn. Robert Downey Jr. grew up at the center of the 1970s avant-garde scene with 2 eclectic parents who struggled with drug and alcohol addiction, writer and actress Elsie Ford and filmmaker father Robert Downey Sr. The future star caught the acting bug at the age of 5 when he made his on-screen debut in his dad's movie, Pound. The arts were such a major part of Downey Jr.'s admittedly unusual upbringing that becoming an actor felt like a no-brainer, as he explained to Sam Jones during a 2016 interview.
I don't know if I ever really had that thought that this is what I'm going to do. It never occurred to me to do anything else, and it just kind of, life happens.
While frequently moving around for his parents' various projects, Robert Downey Jr. learned his craft in a number of major cities. Downey studied ballet in London, trained in acting at NYC's Stage Door Manor Performing Arts Training Center, and performed in high school theater productions in Santa Monica, California. With showbiz running in his blood, it only made sense that Downey would eventually pursue an acting career. However, success came neither quickly nor easily to the up-and-coming talent, who lived as a struggling artist in the early 80s. Downey revealed on The Graham Norton Show that he knows exactly how hard the hustle is for working actors in the big city, saying,
I told all my friends that I was going to be hugely successful, and that if they needed me, I'd be bussing tables at the restaurant down there.
Comedy nerds most likely know that the 11th season of Saturday Night Live totally bombed in the mid-80s, but not everyone realizes that Robert Downey Jr. was part of that ill-fated cast. 30 years later, Rolling Stone placed him dead last in a ranking of the sketch comedy series cast members, noting that he, quote, spent the 1985 to 1986 season sucking up a storm. While the entire cast chemistry during that year seemed pretty non-existent, Downey's fate was clearly written on the wall, and the actor was ultimately among those fired at the end of the season. Following his failed attempt in TV, Robert Downey Jr. found success on the big screen with notable performances in Rodney Dangerfield's Back to School and Brat Pack movies such as Weird Science and The Pickup Artist. However, his heartbreaking and nuanced portrayal of drug addict Julian Wells in 1987's Less Than Zero is what eventually put him on the map. The film won Downey critical acclaim, but the role exacerbated his own lifelong struggle with addiction. In 2003, Downey revealed to The Guardian, "The character was an exaggeration of myself. Then things changed, and in some ways, I became an exaggeration of the character. That lasted far longer than it needed to last." The movie star's notorious drug abuse battle would spiral into multiple rehab stints and time in prison. Downey finally kicked the habit for good in July 2003. During the late 80s, Downey was romantically linked with another up-and-coming star, Sex and the City alum Sarah Jessica Parker. The former couple got together after meeting on the set of the 1984 drama Firstborn, but called it quits in 1991 over the actor's worsening drug addiction. In a 2016 interview, the Marvel star confessed to Howard Stern, "We were at a very conservative relationship concerning the fact that she was normal and I was out of my mind. I did the best I could." Not long after their breakup, Downey tied the knot with actress-singer Deborah Falconer following a 42-day courtship in 1992. The couple welcomed their son Indio a year later before separating and later finalizing their divorce in 2004. Around that time, Downey found love again with producer Susan Levin, whom he met while filming Gothica in 2003. The pair got hitched 2 years later and have since welcomed son Exton and daughter Avery. To this day, Downey credits his wife for his sobriety. During his recovery from addiction, Robert Downey Jr. began studying Eastern philosophy, practicing meditation, and learning Wing Chun Kung Fu, a form of self-defense made famous, in part, by Bruce Lee. These physical and spiritual practices obviously came in handy during fight sequences as both Iron Man and Sherlock Holmes, but they also offered the embattled actor a renewed outlook on life, as well as a sense of stability while keeping his demons at bay. In 2004, Downey opened up to Oprah Winfrey about the positive impact Wing Chun had on his life, saying, "Wing Chun gives you a sense of comfort and self-defense. It improves your focus, it just does so many things. It makes you feel you're a part of something you respect." He later told Men's Journal, "This is all about focus. Wing Chun teaches you what to concentrate on, whether you're here or out in the world dealing with problems. It's second nature for me now. I don't even get to the point where there's a problem." The sky is blue, water is wet, and Robert Downey Jr. loves his Marvel co-star Chris Evans as much as everyone else does. Downey opened up about his love for Evans during a 2019 interview with The Hollywood Reporter, saying, "At the root of it, he has true humility. People love to say that I'm the kind of progenitor of this whole Avengers universe. But if you want to talk about it in terms of team building, and you want to talk about it as the most successful creative relay race in the history of cinema, he was the critical leg." But does Evans feel the same way?
Are you guys really friends or in real life? Or
hate him. You can't stand the guy. But you're buying it, aren't you? No, yeah, we're good.
We got along.
Captain America is definitely a fan of Iron Man in real life. When asked who he'd consider to be his mentor at the 2018 ACE Comic-Con, Evans said, "It's low-hanging fruit to say Downey. He's such a wonderful guy and is so talented, so experienced, and so supportive. He really just opens his arms. And it sounds so cheesy, but he makes it a family, and none of this would happen without him." Robert Downey Jr. isn't just a world-renowned actor who perfectly lip-synced an entire Elton John tune in one take. He also has a killer set of pipes himself. This multi-hyphenate has jammed on stage with the likes of Sting and Jamie Foxx and even released his first album, The Futurist, in 2004. Downey had mixed feelings about his debut musical effort, which featured 8 tracks penned by the man himself and an understated cover of Charlie Chaplin's Smile. The actor told the New York Times, "Clearly, I have some hesitation in being an actor who puts out an album. No way would I ever get to express myself musically if I wasn't an actor of ill repute. So yeah, I'm a little bit uncomfortable about it." Unfortunately, the soulful singer-songwriter's only record was neither a critical nor commercial hit, receiving mixed reviews and peaking at just number 121 on the Billboard 200 chart. Robert Downey Jr. may not be as known for outspoken political activism as Avengers co-star Mark Ruffalo, but he actually spends a lot of time and energy outside of Tinseltown performing philanthropic work. In addition to visiting kids while in character as Tony Stark, he and wife Susan Downey launched the Random Act Funding Foundation in collaboration with Omaze in 2016, which Downey described as a foundation dedicated to distributing kindness in the form of financial support.
Each year, we're going to band together, select a few different organizations that are really changing the world, and then just like we did with Julius House, we're going to grant them funds to achieve amazing things.
This sense of helping others is something Downey has related to the Marvel Cinematic Universe's socio-political impact. While giving a heartfelt speech at the Avengers Infinity War premiere in 2018, he said, "Fame is meaningless unless you use that to achieve something higher." The first Iron Man film became the surprise hit of 2008, kicking off the juggernaut that is the Marvel Cinematic Universe. A star was reborn. The late Marvel co-creator Stan Lee reportedly felt Downey was born to be Tony Stark. After all, the actor's on-screen ego has been increasingly compared to his sardonic, hilarious, always charming public persona.
I've always felt like you can learn a lot about a man if he opens up his jewelry box.
Perhaps the self-proclaimed mayor of Comic-Con explained this common misconception best when he participated in an Ask Me Anything forum with fans on Reddit in 2014. Downey wrote, "The first Iron Man was essentially wrapping the character around a cooler version of me. As we've gone along, I'm starting to wonder who's playing who. Ultimately, I'm real and he's not. It's kind of important for me to remember that."
I'm just not the hero type, clearly.
Robert Downey Jr. solidified his standing as one of the greatest actors of his generation in 1992 with his starring turn in Chaplin, which turned him into a household name and scored him an Oscar nomination for Best Actor. He would later go on to nab a second nod for Best Supporting Actor for 2008's Tropic Thunder. However, despite his critical acclaim and popularity, Downey has never taken home an Academy Award, at least not yet. But don't worry, the Golden Globe winner isn't too worried about the Oscars snub. Downey told GQ in 2013, "I personally would be shocked if we went to the end of the tape now and I didn't have at least one. Look, even if I don't get one directly, eventually they're just gonna have to give me one when I get old, so no matter how you slice it, I'm getting one." Hey, he's probably not wrong, but it should be noted that Downey doesn't actually subscribe to the whole one of the greatest actors of his generation thing. He later told GQ, "I mean, all this stuff is largely chance." Fans are no doubt wondering what's next for this leading man. In April 2019, Downey had a number of projects lined up for the future, including a highly anticipated return to his 19th century London alter ego in Sherlock Holmes 3. The actor has also taken a major behind-the-scenes turn through Team Downey, a production company he and wife Susan Downey started in 2010. Since kicking things off with The Judge in 2014, Team Downey has announced more than 20 upcoming projects, including HBO's limited series remake of Perry Mason. In 2014, Downey told CBC News that while he loves playing fast-talking, snarky characters, he's far more interested in making genuine connections with other people.
I think the older I get, though, the less need I feel to eat up all the oxygen in the room.
In 2019, Downey vaguely hinted at what the future might hold in an interview with Inquirer.net, saying, "I have a wide variety of interests. There are certain things I've put on hold for a while that I'm looking forward to getting back to." Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite celebrities are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.